Hello, we are watching the news podcast daily and following today's top stories.
Prime Minister Truyền affirmed support for cooperation between the Environment Ministries of Vietnam and the Republic of Korea. Interest rate is capped at 15% per year for short-term loans to businesses in 4 sectors of priority. All 8 Vietnamese students were medalists at the 13th Asian Physics Olympiad in India last week.
President Trương Tấn Sang on May 7th received a delegation from the Association of People Loving Vietnam in the Republic of Korea, VSMO. The delegation is led by founder Professor Park Quang-chu.
At the meeting, President Sang hailed the delegation's visit to Vietnam in the Vietnam Republic of Korea Friendship Year 2012, describing it as VESAMO's special attention to promoting friendship between the two countries. He asked the association, together with other friendship organizations, to continue contributing to enhancing the ties and cooperation between the two countries. VESAMO was established in 2003 in Busan as an association for individuals and enterprises in the Republic of Korea who appreciate Vietnamese students, guest workers, and employees in Busan. The organization also hosts regular meetings and exchanges with Vietnam. An orchestra from Busan accompanying with the delegation will also perform in an exchange with artists in Hanoi and Northern Bắc Ninh province.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng received the Environment Minister of the Republic of Korea, Woo Young-suk, in Hanoi on May 7th. He affirmed support for cooperation activities between the Environment Ministries of Vietnam and the Republic of Korea.
At the meeting, Prime Minister Dũng said the cooperation between the two ministries have helped boost the overall ties between the two countries. He stressed, Vietnam always pays attention to protecting eco-environment and coping with climate change and seawater rising, and wants to cooperate with the Republic of Korea in human resource training. Vietnam also hopes to receive support in environmental protection and climate change resilience. The Korean minister confirmed that her country is willing to cooperate and share its experiences with Vietnam in the environmental field. Minister Woo Young-suk is in Hanoi for the 9th meeting between the two ministries.
Earlier the same day in Hanoi, the environment ministries of both countries held a business forum on green technology. The forum aims to explore opportunities for cooperation in environmental protection.
An overview on the status and potential of the environmental industry in Vietnam was presented at the event. Participants also considered demand for investment and infrastructural development in the urban environment area. Vietnam has been slow to adopt modern environmental technologies due to limited resources and is therefore interested in closely cooperating with external partners to utilize their high-level expertise and investment capital. The potential of Vietnam's environmental technology is high. Investment in solid, liquid, and air waste treatment technologies will require up to $10 billion. Additionally, we also need green technologies, especially low-carbon technologies. Representatives from the Republic of Korea businesses introduced a number of modern technologies used to treat waste in their country, while the Vietnamese side presented prioritized environmental projects that are calling for investment for the 2011-2015 period. On this occasion, the two ministries signed a document on enhancing bilateral environmental cooperation, especially in management of technical assistance sources, promotion of investment and technology transfer.
A maximum short-term lending interest rate of 15% per year will be applied to rural agricultural experts supporting industries and small and medium enterprises from May 8th.
The latest figures released by the State Bank of Vietnam show that the interest rates for loans were previously between 13.5 and 16.5% per year for these sectors. Under Circular Number 14 issued by the State Bank of Vietnam, this adjustment of the interest rate aims to help businesses access capital for production in the targeted sectors and economic areas. The cap on lending interest rates for these sectors have been calculated carefully. In the context of the economic downturn and the difficulties enterprises currently face, these measures are in line with the guidelines issued by the government and the State Bank of Vietnam. The new lending interest rates is applied only to these prioritized sectors and not to all. The borrowers are also required to meet certain conditions and must be able to pay debt. The circular states that potential borrowers must be eligible in accordance with the State Bank of Vietnam's regulation, and the financial situation of a business needs to be considered fairly and transparently by credit institutions. Banks are also required to make public the conditions for lending at the preferential rate. We want the banks to issue easy and clear procedures to help us access more capital. According to a representative from the State Bank of Vietnam, the ceiling on interest rates for loans is an administrative and temporary measure. We will strictly supervise the implementation of this regulation. It is unavoidable that some people will look for ways to violate the rule, but we will try to restrict them. Borrowers are hopeful about the effectiveness of Circular Number 14, which took effect on May the 8th. Besides the cap on interest rates for 4 sectors of priority, the circular also requires banks to publicize their lending interest rates and bans any fees on loans except for those stipulated in Circular Number 5 last year of the State Bank of Vietnam.
The Central Province of Quảng Nam hosted a workshop on May 7th and 8th on the theme of how to help reduce poverty by developing tourism. The event was sponsored by the International Labour Organization.
At the workshop, the participants discussed the current situation in Vietnam's tourism and job opportunities for disadvantaged people in the sector. They looked at the human resource demands of the tourism sector and measures that would promote sustainable tourism, as well as reduce poverty. Tourism has become one of Vietnam's key industries in recent years, and its rapid expansion has led to annual revenues of $5 billion for the country. However, this development has not brought about equal benefit to all the sections in the workforce, with people in rural and remote areas still left out. The potential for creating more jobs in this sector is forecast to increase in the future, as Vietnam now ranks 6th in the world in terms of travel and tourism development.
All 8 Vietnamese students won medals at the 13th Asian Physics Olympiad in India last week. The event drew the participation of competitors from 21 countries.
Lê Huy Quang, a 12th grader from the Central Province of Thanh Hóa, bagged the gold medal. 5 Vietnamese students securing silver medals are Ngô Phi Long from Sơn La, Đinh Ngọc Hải from Hà Nam, Đinh Việt Thắng from Nam Định, Nguyễn Đình Vĩnh Thanh from Vĩnh Phúc, and Trần Tấn Hoàng Bảo from Da Nang City. 2 bronze medals were carried off by 2 12th graders from Hanoi and Nam Định province. All the winners are students from schools for gifted students. At last year's competition, the Vietnamese team took 2 bronze medals and 3 certificates of merit.
We come to the end of the news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.